afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. This is the weekend update. Hope everybody had a wonderful trading week. We sure did. We had a lot of action to the downside and then straight up to the upside. We are going to go over a lot of things here. But first, if you like this information, hit the notification button, subscribe to this channel. We will update you every single day in the morning, before the bell, after the bell, and on the weekends to keep you informed and of what's happening next. Okay, so we're going to start here on the weekly chart of the SPX. I just want to let you know that feel like we're really bullish in the long run. You know, besides what we're going to talk about later on here, it's going to sound like I'm really negative, like like we are about to the market's going to crash, that we're ending everything right now, but it's not true. So everything looks good on the weekly. We have a bullish Harami. It's a bullish engulfing right after we thought that was a possible bear signal, and we're still here on the MACD. We didn't cross over. We actually used this as support. The leader line is bouncing back to the upside, so looking healthy on the weekly. But let's move over to the daily. Let's get into why we think there's going to be some sort of reversal. So the trend is our friend. We're looking at this. We are working on wave 1 down to 2. And this has been a long wave 3, but when does it end? We think maybe right now. There's 2 scenarios, and the one scenario is this is wave 1 of wave 5, and this is wave 1 of this wave 5, the minute wave. We come down for 2 and we go much higher. Now, I don't think that's so much. I explained this on Friday's morning video. I think we're more of going to hit the end. Now that we've hit all-time highs, this is the end of wave 5 for this minute. And we have to move on to a bigger wave 4 correction from this wave 1 to 3 and now 4. Now, this could be just... This wave 4 could come back here, and it has to cross underneath this wave 4. So that would work right in with our megaphone formation here. The top of the blue line, this white line going here, and we'd probably come down to correct somewhere after this candle down to the bottom of the megaphone, where these fuchsia lines here and this long-term uptrend line here. So, not crazy bears. That is a big move, but then after that, we are looking for blue skies. So, on here in the SPX, getting down to the nitty-gritty, we have the reversal candle here, maybe a reversal hammer. We're here right up here at resistance. So we're also attempting to cross the MACD with the leader, the yellow line crossing the blue line. So that, that might give you such a bullish feel, but that could also be somewhat of a resistance. Remember, this is a lagging indicator. It's following price. So if we actually start a reversal now, that would bounce off into the downside, because we have a bearish divergence here on the MACD. So it doesn't mean we can't go further up, but we're looking for signs for that reversal, and we are playing it with some SPY puts and some VXX. But let's go over to the SPY. We don't usually do the SPY, but I just want to show you this candle as well. So we have a in-out spread to the downside already placed, and this is our sell order. So we're up here at resistance. We have this hammer, which is a potential reversal candle right here at the top, and we need another candle to confirm that reversal. And the same thing looks just about the same on the SPX. So moving over to the ES. Also, just to show we're right at resistance, maybe overnight we pop up after the weekend on Sunday and make our reversal candle here on the ES to move to the downside. And, that will just create, it's a little bit different. We looked at all 3 of these just for confirmation, but so we don't actually have a reversal signal here, but overnight we could jump to the upside and head down for Monday. Okay, so what else? How can we explain our story? How can we possibly, everything looks bullish. How can we possibly think that we are bearish on the short term? Let's look over at the ZB. ZB is our bonds. Looking at the bonds, when the bonds move to the upside, that creates not a tailwind. It creates some resistance to the financials, and the financials are actually what is carrying us to the upside right now. So when that stops, either tech takes over or the market goes down. So here we have a bullish falling wedge here on the daily, and we hit the bottom, I suppose, divergent sign right here. We're at support, and this is a beautiful call setup. And so you could play that with the TLT or even the leverage TMF right away on Monday. This is looking primed for the upside. And if that happens, that means the financials are going to come down, and that possibly means they'll drag the market down, and that reversal signal will be everything that we're talking about. And so here we also have bullish divergence, and a second smaller divergence is forming from this move here. Okay, so what else? What's some other clues? Let's go down to the 65 and see that just on a smaller level to see what's happening right here. You see we have another wedge, and we just started to peak to the upside on Friday. This might be the start of wave 1, 2, and then higher. Okay, so it's a beautiful wedge inside of a wedge. Okay, let's move over to the VIX. We already put on our VIX trades. We have a VXX. We'll start here in the 65 since we're already on this board. Also, right here at resistance, I haven't put these lines. These lines have been here for months, if not a couple years. So I haven't touched these. We came right down to support. We are in a falling wedge. We have bullish divergence. Just you don't get much better of a setup than that. So if the VXX or the VX, the futures, if they go to the upside, that's usually indicating that the market is headed to the downside. So another indicator. Let's move up to the daily just so we can see this from a little bit higher perspective. Trend is our friend. And so we have a wave count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and what I think is the start of wave 5. So we are right here at support. We're not quite touching there, but look at that reversal candle as well. I think you call that, I think that's either inverse hammer or graveyard, morning star. I don't know, but they're all reversal candles. So check that out. More signals. So let's move over we're getting to the end of our video here. We have SPX. Let's go to the expected move. Now, last week, 2 weeks ago, we broke down. We broke out of that expected move down to the downside. We created some inefficiency in the market, and right after we started, we inefficiently broke out to the upside last week from the expected move. So the market is showing tons of inefficiency after a long run of just efficient markets. Okay, that means volatility's happened. We love it. That's what we do as traders. But what happened here? This week, the options market is showing that we're moving 63 points. Last week is 127 points. So we're at 63 points now. It's showing that we're contracting. I'm not so sure about that. So with the market being so inefficient, it doesn't just stop on a dime just like that. So, we could move to the upside here to 39.50. It's possible, but that probably means that we're heading to blue skies, breaking out of the channel and moving much further on the on the SPX, ES, and the overall market. So if we are moving to the downside, and this is sort of my prediction, what I think is going to happen, but remember, we're not going to play off of just predictions. We're going to watch price action, and I think we're inefficiently going to break back down to the downside through the expected move. We might bounce off the expected move, but then afterwards, we'll see a fall under that, just to correct so we can go back to the upside in weeks to come. Okay, so markets are inefficient. We have the SPX contracting here. I don't think that's right. We have all these signs of the VX, the ZB, and our dojis and the MACD crossover. We can even go on the 65 just to finish off this video here on the ES and show us what's happening on the real low time frame. And we'll get this board here and look at this wedge to the upside. This was our week. This is our bullish week, straight up. A little bit of rest here, and straight up, we think that's a wave 5 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right into resistance. And on the bullish end, we'll just make a retracement here, and then much further up. Or my scenario, my number one scenario, is that this is the end of wave 5, which begins the down wave 4 for correction. That will be much lower. And I did put some fuchsia lines here. Let me move the screen down. If we come down here, possibly, even potentially to 36, the 3600 area. Okay, so that does it. I hope all this information helps. It's a lot to look over, but we're going to go over this in Monday morning and after the bell to keep you informed. So hit that like button if you like this information. If you don't, hit the unlike. Thanks for joining us here at Options Tender. Have a wonderful evening.